Good Friday evening. Thanks for joining us tonight for Unscripted. We are wrapping up the first week of December, and as we move into the weekend, we want to know what that weekend weather can look like. That's where meteorologist Ethan Foreman comes in. He is in studio for Joe today. Ethan, I feel like a broken record because I keep saying I feel like we're just in the thick of winter and it's cold out there, but 'tis the season.
Yeah, it is certainly the season for it, Melissa, as we continue to see that lake effect snow across the area for this evening and especially overnight. Those southwest snow belts will be getting hit tonight, and then that'll switch to our northwest snow belts as we headed to Saturday and could add up some accumulation. However, nowhere near as much as we saw over Thanksgiving or at the beginning of this week. So that's certainly good, but we'll continue to see some of those heavier lake effect snows into parts of next week, and also a few systems that could be a little bit on the stronger side. And we'll talk about all of that in your full forecast.
Sounds good. Thanks, Ethan. As the community rallies around the family of Rebecca Park in Wexford County, her loved ones say the support has been deeply felt. With a vigil tomorrow and a fundraiser set for next weekend, Park's adoptive mother is sharing how much the kindness of strangers has meant during the darkest weeks of their lives. Rebecca Park's family says the GoFundMe created for her children grew out of a wave of people simply wanting to help. Her adoptive mother, Stephanie, is helping take care of Rebecca's 2 children. She says every donation and message has carried them through the grief as they prepare for the upcoming vigil and the fundraiser. She's hoping the community understands how much this support truly matters.
It means a lot to the family to know that there are people out there who support us and supported Rebecca in this horrible, horrible situation. And that feel for her children, because this is not going to be easy for any of the kids involved.
Stephanie says all funds will go directly into protected accounts for the children, ensuring they're cared for as they grow. She's hoping the community events will give people a peaceful way to remember Rebecca and honor the good in her life. This morning, dozens of elementary students gathered at the Meyer in Traverse City to shop with the heroes. Marines, Coast Guard, local police officers, firefighters, and veterans all partnered with the kids to pick out toys for families in need. And the campaign is part of the Toys for Tots. Each group was given a list of requests from human service agencies for items to shop for.
Something special. I'm just glad that, Meyer and everybody in the town gave us the opportunity. I mean, we had a bunch of police officers, a bunch of firefighters, and a bunch of people that just really care. We were just lucky enough to be asked to do this for the Coast Guard and for Air Station Traverse City.
Always a fun event for the kids and the heroes. Well, the Toys for Tots campaign continues tonight, collecting toys for kids in need at events all across the region. Tonight, one of the biggest toy collection events is underway. Let's turn things over to UpNorthLive Chief Meteorologist Joe Charlevoix, live from the Burger King parking lot in Grand Traverse County. Hey, Joe.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Melissa. One thing we are, before we even get into the Toys for Tots, we're all bundled up. It's a chilly night out there. I know Ethan had the forecast a little earlier, and he'll have a little more coming up. I'm joined by some great members of Toys for Tots. Mike Kent, one of our great friends.
Yeah, good to be here, Joe.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
George, one of our volunteers. How you doing, George?
Good.
Good.
Cold.
Yeah, cool. A little chilly out here. And Sarah Sheeran, right?
Yes.
And you've been a volunteer for 13 years now, Sarah.
Yeah.
I think I want to start with you, Sarah. You've been doing this for 13 years. First off, how old are you?
16.
So you're 16 years old. You've been involved in Toys for Tots and collecting toy donations for 13 years of your life, of your 16 years that you've been around. Why do you do this? And what got you involved?
It's just so important to me that everyone has a little something for Christmas, some joy on a special day. And if I can, help with that, it makes me happy, and I know it makes everyone else happy. So it's very important to me that everyone else has Christmas like I do.
And I think it's interesting, I think about this too. On Christmas morning, you wake up, you have your own Christmas, but in the back of your mind, you've helped a lot of other children that morning too.
Yeah, it's really a good thing to think about, and makes me happy.
Mm-hmm. Now, this year, you actually got a lot of donations from, what did I hear, family members, Mike? She was getting donations from?
Friends, and anybody you could just the arm width, yes.
Yeah, and so you raised, what was it, around $800 or so, and then you went, well, tell me about that process.
I ask friends and family if they can help at all, and I get Venmos, checks, all that stuff. And then I go to Meijer and pick out toys for mainly infants and teenagers because they're harder to shop for, so people tend not to buy for them. So I focus most of my money on them.
And so you went and got all those toys, and then there are 4. I don't know, Adam, if you can kind of look into the back of the semi here, but 4 of those large bags are just the donations that Sarah got and received donations from. And they're trying to pack this bus, or essentially the semi. And there's still a lot of time to do so. We have big events coming up in Traverse City. We'll talk about that here in a minute, coming up tomorrow. But Sarah, 4 of those large bags are just donations from your time, your effort that you put in, your friends and family that volunteered. So I just want to say thanks, from the community. Thanks for doing that.
Absolutely. It's a great cause.
And for someone who's maybe your age, young or old, who wants to get involved with Toys for Tots, what would you say to them?
Just reach out to whoever you can reach out. There's people you can contact, and they will help you figure out something to do, either time or money or donations.
And one more thing I want to comment on. I love your hat.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. That's a fancy one. And I like the light you have on it, too, so that's a good one.
Thank you.
Awesome. And we've got George here. George, I see you every year. You're kind of the handyman behind everything with Toys for Tots, Northwest Michigan. You really donate a lot of your time, George. How's it been going this year, and how long have you been with Toys for Tots?
About 15 years, I think. It started out with Bikes for Tykes, and then Maggie got a hold of me, and Mike got a hold of me, and now it's mostly Toys for Tots now. It's been fun. I mean, it's when you're doing something that you enjoy, it's not work.
Yeah.
And I don't mind it. I mean, they're pretty good to me. I mean, they only call me 4 or 5 times a day during the season, so.
Better than 5 to 10, right?
Yeah.
No.
But no, it's interesting, and it's nice to see have kids have a Christmas. Everybody have a Christmas. I know there's kids that don't have them, and they just we don't get to see it, but you know it's there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's it. And you hear stories, and that's the heartwarming part is when you hear the stories about what kids do, and then people talking about it. So it's all worth it.
Well, thanks for your time too, George, and for what you do for the community as well. Mike, I want to talk to you real quick, kind of where the campaign is, this year so far, and going forward now on this Friday night, going into next week, a lot of events, but just kind of give us a recap, if you don't mind.
What I can tell you is the spirit of giving that we see with Sarah and George, we see throughout this community. We know we have a huge responsibility and a huge job still ahead of us. Last year, we collected and distributed over 35,000 toys just in our 5-county area that went out to more than 5,000 kids. There are Toys for Tots throughout your coverage area, all of them trying to do the same thing to ensure that every child has a great Christmas. So what we're asking people to do today, and what you saw with the back of this truck, is please think of those that on Christmas morning, you've got parents right now that they have no idea how their child is going to have a Christmas, how they can afford it. Well, here's an answer. So if people can go to one of our 100 drop-off locations throughout the area, or, go online at toysfortots.org and make a financial donation. You go to Michigan and go to whatever county you're in. That's a huge help. And we will make sure that all of these toys find the right family to go to. So this is true. There are 2 hands to Toys for Tots, one that receives the toys and one that gives the toys. So those parents right now that are sitting in the living room watching this, and they're scared. They don't know what's going to happen. They don't know how they can afford a Christmas. This is an answer, but do it now. December 24th is not the time to say, I need help. Now is the time to reach out to one of our agencies, and we deal with 14 different agencies just in our 5-county area.
And Mike, that's a good point, because somebody watching maybe does have the need or needs the help. And you've told me before, but what's the best way to go about if you're in northern Michigan to get a hold of an agency, perhaps? Yeah,
really the best place to start is toysfortots.org, because you will find all the agencies that we serve. And each county has their own different opportunities for toy distribution. So, what we do in our 5 county areas is different than what takes place in Grayling and Gaylord and Sheboygan. So that's the best place to do to either give help or get help, or to make financial donations.
So all I would assume 82 counties in Michigan are on there. You just have to go there, click down on your county. So say I'm in St. Agnes and I'm in Mackinac County right now. You can click there and just kind of pick your county, correct?
There are a couple of counties that don't have a Toys for Tots, but there's very, very rare. I think there's one in the Upper Peninsula in that.
Sure.
But we're there are over 800 Toys for Tots throughout the country. It's the largest toy gathering campaign and created by the Marine Corps Reserves, Still heavily involved in that, and it's a wonderful program. Millions of kids have a Christmas because of it.
Yeah, it's amazing when you think about that. And even what you said last year, the 35,000 toys just that you guys dealt with last year.
Yeah. And that's a direct result of the generosity of this community. Not only the generosity of time that you see here, but every time we go out to this community and outline the help that is needed, this community always responds.
Mike, thanks for your time. And Sarah, George as well, thank you so much. Live in Traverse City with Toys for Tots, Joe Charlevoix, back to you guys in the studio.
All right, thanks for that, Joe. And of course, everyone involved in Toys for Tots, thank you for what you're doing. We do have a complete list of the collection events posted on our website. Simply check out UpNorthLive.com and you can get more information for the Toys for Tots campaign. Taking a look at our question of the day, though, do you prefer to donate money or your time during the holiday season? Do you have a favorite organization like Toys for Tots? Let us know. Check out our Facebook fan page, Up North Live, and our website, UpNorthLive.com. We will check those responses coming up a little bit later in the show. An 88-year-old veteran from Brighton has stole the hearts of the internet. A video going viral just this month after a social media influencer learned Ed Bambus is still working full-time at a Meijer just to stay afloat. But his luck all changed today during a huge surprise. Ed was presented a nearly $2 million check. Take a look at this. Ed had no idea this was happening. The check brought tears to his eyes, as you can imagine. The veteran has been struggling for some time as a cashier at a Meijer in Brighton 5 days a week since losing his pension 13 years ago. He retired from General Motors in 1999. In 2009, the company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. And he told an Australian social media influencer he lost his pension in 2012. He says he works full-time because he doesn't have enough income. A GoFundMe was started, and he has since received tens of thousands of donations.
I plan on doing several other things, including starting to play golf again. Guys, I cannot express in any words how thankful I am to all the people.
Ed, I'm so happy for you. He says he is looking forward to retiring, as he should. He was overwhelmed by the support, and he could not be more grateful. I love that story. All right, Sarah here. We'll take another look at your weather coming up on Unscripted.
I'm Jada Johnson from Big Boys TV, and the Fish and Game Report is sponsored by Johnson's Propane.
Welcome back to Unscripted. I think a lot of people are smiling if they want to get outside and enjoy this winter weather. I know ski resorts opening this weekend. Some already are opened. Ethan, it looks like probably a good weekend to get outside and enjoy the weather.
Yeah, it certainly is, but you'll certainly want to bundle up, as Joe mentioned earlier. It is quite chilly out there, and we'll be continuing to see these chilly conditions and some snow moving through the region from time to time, and you can see that reduced visibility in areas like Cadillac this evening, where we see that beautiful tree in the corner of your screen. Temperature of 28 degrees with that south-southwest wind at 14 miles per hour, making it feel like 17. Visibility being reduced down to 3 miles. Some heavier snow is impacting areas like Antrim County right now and up toward Charlevoix and Emmett counties, and then starting to see some more move into Leelanau, Benzie, and Manistee counties. In fact, those communities along with Emmett County are seeing a winter weather advisory in effect through 5 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, and so we'll continue to see that lake effect snow impacting those areas, and that's because of a southwest wind in those southwest snow belts. That's where we'll see the highest accumulation in areas like those winter weather advisories. Then as we head through later in the overnight, by 5 a.m. you see that snow does start to taper off some, but even though the winter weather advisory expires then, that doesn't mean the roads are going to be in good shape by then, so take it slow on the roads into Saturday. And then that wind switches more northwesterly, so we'll see a little bit of light lake effect snow impacting those northwest snow belts into Saturday. A system starts to move in by 2 o'clock in the morning on Sunday to our south, and that will impact especially our southern areas, but really all of the lower peninsula are going to be in on some of this light to moderate snow from time to time. And then that tapers off middle of the day on Sunday, and then another band of lake effect snow moves in, impacting especially again those northwest snow belts. Additional snow accumulation through Saturday. Most of us west of I-75 around 1 to 2 inches. There could be a few amounts of 2 to 4 inches in a couple areas, lesser amounts as you head further east. Then we'll add more 2 to 4 inch amounts as we head into our Sunday, especially in the lower peninsula with that system snow moving in, more lake effect behind that. And then as we head into Monday, we'll see a little bit of more light lake effect for the start of the week. A system moves in into Tuesday, giving us another quick clipper system that will give us additional accumulation there. And then a mixture of some rain, freezing rain, and snow possible to our south. On Wednesday, it looks like primarily snow for those along and north of US 10. And then we'll keep an eye on that. More lake effect taper or moves back in for Thursday into Friday, tapering off for a few hours there by Friday night into Saturday. And more snow showers up to the north tonight into the upper teens to mid 20s for overnight lows, and 20s can be felt across the board for most of us, but wind chills colder than that into the overnight hours, down to 22 in Beaver Island, 23 Cadillac, 24 in Lake City. Up to the north tomorrow, high of only 22 in Newberry and Engadine. As we head into our eastern zone, 26 Gaylord, Grayling, and Mayo, 29 in Alpena. As we head to the west, 28 in Traverse City, Empire, and Benzonia. And to the south, 27 Baldwin and Manistee. Same for Lake City, 26 in Cadillac. Your extended forecast shows more lake effect snow Sunday. Look at that overnight low Sunday night, down to 3 in the upper peninsula and 10 in the northern lower. More snow midweek next week.
Yeah, definitely. If you are heading out there, layer up, keep the kids warm, all those things. Thanks, yes. Ethan. Coming up, sports director Harrison Beebe out covering some basketball games tonight. But in case you missed it, we have a recap of the Lions vs. Cowboys game from last night. Check it out. Welcome back to Unscripted this Friday evening. Sports director Harrison Beebe is out covering games tonight for our first winter edition of Hometown Highlights, but he did set up a preview segment for us talking about the Lions' win last night over the Cowboys.
We are counting down to tip-off for our first Friday night of the high school basketball season. Boys basketball in full effect. Girls basketball is going to get going starting next week, but we're going to get the hometown highlights going tonight. We've got a triple header of hoops games coming your way during sports at 11 and some hockey as well. Let's run down the full list. We've got a great doubleheader in Elk Rapids as the Elks hosting a great North-South showcase of sorts. Traverse City St. Francis will be in the early 5:30 game going on right now. They are taking on Kingsford, the Flivers, making the trip from the UP, while Ovid Elsie will be in the nightcap going up against the host team Elks. Also in basketball tonight, Traverse City Central will be at home. The Trojans taking on Gren Haven, a team from down in the Grand Rapids area to start the basketball season. Speaking of Traverse City Central, right across the street from the high school, there'll be a big North Conference hockey game going on at Howe Arena as the Trojans host Alpena. All those highlights coming up tonight during your basketball edition of Hometown Highlights. Let's move over to the Lions now. What a huge win last night against a tough Dallas Cowboys team, and they came out on top in a real high-scoring affair, 44-30. So looking ahead to the rest of this schedule, we know the Lions still have to face the two best teams in the NFC standings right now in the LA Rams and Chicago Bears. Starts with a trip to the Rams a week from Sunday. The next one will be a home game, their final home game of the season against Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then it's that Christmas Day game that will also be on a streaming service on Netflix. We know the Minnesota Vikings will host the Lions. And we're still waiting on the exact date. It'll be the first weekend in January. Lions Bears at Soldier Field. Could a playoff spot be on the line? A lot of intriguing storylines to follow for the Lions going forward. That'll do it for sports. I'm Harrison Beebe.
All right, thanks, Harrison. And again, we will have more on those hometown highlights coming up tonight on Up North Live News at 11. Coming up, though, we'll take a look at the live results for our question of the day and read some of the comments. That's coming up after the break.
Salon services are furnished by Epiphany Advanced Academy in East Acme.
Welcome back to Unscripted. We want to know, again, if you're checking our Question of the day, do you prefer to donate money this time of the year or maybe your time during the holiday season? Right now, 69% people chiming in saying they want to donate their time, or excuse me, 31% are donating time, donating items, 69%. And some people have actually chimed in. Barbara White says Cherryland Humane Society Thrift Store in Traverse City is her favorite place to donate to. Rosa says Friends Ministry of Lake City. Carrie Maloney says Project Feed the Kids. Habitat for Humanity is one place that Donna really loves, and a lot more great spots. So if you are looking for a place to donate to, check out our Facebook page. People have given us some awesome responses. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Of course, we'll see you back here on the Up North Live side for Up North Live News at 11. Have a great night.